Hello everyone, this is Highlander from MTG Cardsmith doing another custom Magic the Gathering card review. Today we are reviewing a card by Arceus and from his set Blackened Skies. Did you get all that? This is a card called Sporeleaper. This is a 1 mana 2/1 in green, and we have another keyword here. We just saw a keyword adjunct, and I was hoping to see some adjunct enablers, but instead we have a different keyword here in green called Pinnacle. So let's see what we got going on here. This is another fungus beast. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. Okay, well, let me read the card before I go any further here. Okay, as long as you control the creature with the greatest power or tied for the greatest power among creatures on the battlefield, Sporeleaper has trample. Okay, so this is a wording we've seen before. He's just sort of put a keyword on it here, Pinnacle. I don't know if Pinnacle's quite the right word for that. I mean, I get it. Let's define Pinnacle. I'm sure the definition will work fine. The most successful point, the culmination, a high pointed piece of rock. That's what you meant, right? Yeah, that doesn't quite work for me. That wording, that word. I'm sure you can find some other word that sort of, you know, sort of fits this this idea better. So this one, I mean, this is a good 2/1. It's a good uncommon. Oh no, I'm sorry. Only Sporeleaper has trample. Huh. I don't know how much I like this card actually. So this is a 1 mana 2/1, which is like fine. I mean, that's kind of standard stats nowadays for a common even. Um, you don't see a lot of 1 mana 2/1s, but generally like you get something around that, like a 1 mana 1/2, or it's kind of in that realm there. But giving this thing trample, I mean, yeah, I get that you can like buff this guy, but like trample just seems like such a strange ability here. I mean, it doesn't really make sense with something that leaps either. I don't think, and uh, it's on like a small creature. I don't really like the payoff here, I have to say. Um, and why does having another big creature make all of a sudden this guy uh, start, I don't know, leaping or whatever it is that gives him trample? Yeah, this one I find a little bit odd. Uh, leaps through the other land, oblivious to the quarrels of the sentient beings of the world. And yeah, that's sort of like my other thing that I wanted to say was, so like we looked at a lot of cards from the other colors. We looked at white, which was kind of doing widget stuff, configuring with artifacts. We looked at blue and red, which were doing, gadgets and more artifact stuff, and then black seemed to be dealing with like pollution. So it seems very like, industrial, sort of artifact themed. And then all of a sudden in green we have like fungus, which seems like a little out of the realm of kind of what the rest of the colors are doing. Like, I would like to see what I would like to see like out of green in a set like this is, you know, sort of the flavoring of green would be like it's sort of fighting back against the industrialization of the world. That's kind of what I would imagine the green cards in this set would do. So they would, destroy artifacts. They would, who knows? Think things like that. They're trying to push back. Maybe they can remove smog counters or whatever, right? Like maybe they get stronger if your opponent has artifact like a certain number of artifacts or something like that, right? That's kind of what I would expect from a set like this. But so far, they haven't really gone that way. So Um, yeah, so that's kind of my other nitpick. So this one I have to say I'm not the biggest fan of. Like Pinnacle, this is not really very unique. I mean, we've seen this on other cards before. You've just decided to keyword it here. Trample as a payoff on a 2/1 is just not really that exciting. It doesn't really do much. Again, I know that you can like buff your own creatures, but like still, um, I would much rather see like this card's called Sporeleaper, right? So I would much rather see like you could do something like have like a blue activated ability on this thing that gives it flying for a turn. So it's like he can leap, or you could even just have like a green ability that says like Spore Leaper can't be blocked this turn except by creatures with flying or reach. Like that's sort of a way to like give a green creature flying without giving it flying. Um, that, and then if you wanted to, you could gate that with Pinnacle, and I think that would make a lot more sense for a Spore Leaper. Um, so yeah, this one I'm going to give a 3 out of 5. It's certainly a fine card, like design wise, um, but it just seems a little bit unfocused. Um, so yeah, I'll give this one a 3 out of 5. Spore Leaper, and we'll check out some of the other cards. Thank you for watching.